Alright, you beautiful peoples of the interwebs, Glyn here, cheapskate fishing, and look, we got the kayak, as promised, first time this year. So I'm just going to unstrap it and then make sure we're all safe. So we got my bag with, I've got a few lures with me, but I'm probably not going to do a lure fishing. I've brought 4 rods, but I don't know why I brought 4 rods, to be honest, because I struggle to fish 2 rods at most of the time. So yeah, I'll probably regret that. But so we've got the 2. I brought the Cast King out to put it on the kayak. Someone in the comment section said about they use theirs for kayaking, and of course I got my old Lixada from a couple of years ago. Sort of retired from lure fishing and casting with it now, and using it on the works brilliantly on the kayak. Definitely these cheap sort of £25 bait casters work really well for kayaking. Like I say, and they're quite low profile as well, that helps. You know, you haven't got like loads of bits. I've still got my £4 reel. This is done, I think it's done about 7 years on this kayak, and it's still going. It's had a bit new, some new wire, lead, trace, whatever. It's got braid on it, yes. And I've done all these fancy, I don't know if these are going to work, but I thought, well, let's go fancy and just stick a load of beads of all different colours for flounder. And that's what I'm going to start off, obviously targeting bass. But when I was out digging the worms last night, don't know if that video will go up before or after this video, but when I've seen there's a lot of flounder pads and a little bit of an update. So back 2000, 2010 and a little bit later, say 2015, they had what was called a no fishing zone, which is, well, no bass fishing zone, and it went from the pier, end of this pier, to the castle. That was the imaginary line, and then the other line then was where all the free, because this is normally, although it's Carmarthen, but it's known as Free Rivers Estuary because 3 rivers meet together, and where the line of the outside of all the rivers met was the end of it. So that's why in my previous kayak videos, when I go out there, I go out a long way. Now, I've looked and looked and looked, and I've gone to the old websites where it used to say about this no fishing zone, and it's just not there anymore. And there's also nothing about it like being there in history or anything. So Google's really throwing up a bit of a weird one for me. So I'm going to assume, and I could be wrong, I need to speak to one of the bailiffs to confirm, but I'm going to assume now that the new bass regulations are sort of counteracting that bass fishing zone, that of course you're only allowed 2 fish over 42 centimetres, blah blah blah. So, which is kind of sort of made it disastrous for bass fishing off boats. You know, if you want to do it for, say you own a restaurant or you want to catch 6 or 7 bass and sell a few, well, you can't do that anymore on a boat. So maybe that is now sort of taken over or overtaken the old ruling. I'm going to assume that. The only thing I could find was about cockling, which shouldn't affect me, but the new rule for cockling, it goes from the castle directly east. So that then allows me then to fish for flounder on where I dig the worms. And I've had some really good fights with flounder. When you're fishing from shore and you catch a flounder, you're basically just dragging it across the sand head first towards you. But when you fish a kayak and you hit a flounder and you're trying to lift it off the floor, it'll pull back down and it gives a really good little fight. So I might target them. That's why I put all the beads on. They won't put the bass off once there's a worm. And of course we're fishing lugworm. I'm a little bit late for going right out anyway. I'm not going to get that far out, but what I might do is go out as far as I can, and when the tide turns, maybe just pull the kayak in on a sandbank and fish the sandbank. So I'm standing up, so therefore if I am inside of the imaginary no fishing bass zone, but is it there or is it not there, then if I'm standing up on the bank fishing, then essentially I'm not in the boat fishing. So there's a bit of a grey area there. And also, I did argue this with the thing that kayaks are watercraft, they're not boats. Those are boats. We can see the 2 boats out there. They're boats because they're capable of carrying more than 2 kilowatt engines, be it petrol engines, battery engines, diesel engines, doesn't matter, turbo engines, turbine, it doesn't matter. They're capable of carrying engines, so therefore they're classed as a boat. And if you don't know the difference between a ship and a boat, you can put a boat on a ship and you can't put a ship on a boat. And you can put a kayak on a boat, but you can't put a boat on a kayak, so it kind of works that way around. So a kayak is classed as a watercraft, which comes under surfboards, paddle boards, surfboards, and that sort of thing. Kayaks, paddle boards, surfboards, they're watercraft or paddlecraft, which don't actually come under that rule anyway. This is what I argued, and he was like, oh, magistrate won't understand that and you'll still get a fine. And I was like, well, I'll go to Crown Court then, isn't it? See what they say, because then it's black and white, and it's quite clearly distinctive in law that it's a paddlecraft, because there's certain laws regarding paddlecraft and your access to riverways. I am barbling on a little bit here, but I don't pay for a subscription to the yacht club. In fact, under the Countryside Act of 2000, I can legally trespass their slipway to access the waterway here. They could argue the other way, but I would just tell them to go and sod off, and it's a civil matter, and then they can pursue that wherever they want in civilly. But it wouldn't be worth them financially to do that for the little amount it would charge anyway to use a paddlecraft. It would only be a social membership would cover it. But that's not the point. The point is, under the Countryside Act, you do have the right to trespass land to reach the waterway if you're using a paddlecraft, a kayak, surfboard, or a bicycle. Even a bicycle's pedal craft, then you can do it with that as well. And why you'd want to take a bike in the river, I don't know, but it comes up under the Countryside Act of 2000. So yeah, so that away. The only thing, if you are going to do that and farmer has a go at you, you're not allowed to break a fence or purposely unhook. If it's blocked off to you, then you shouldn't, unless you can climb over it without damaging it, then you shouldn't access it. But here it's open, so I'm not damaging anything, I'm just going straight through. Anyway, without further ado, let's get all this checked. I've got my life jacket, got my bag with bits and bobs in, we've got the worms here, we'll see them later. And I've got a bit of water, because it's going to be some time before the tide comes back in. So anyway, next up we'll be out there on the water, and we'll see you in a bit. So I don't know if I can pick him up on camera, but there's Cyril the seal. You can just see his head popping up there. See him breathing, he's watching me. And there's fish behind me. Oh, it's Cyril. Right, well, I'm not sure if I got something on yet. They're just trolling a really cheap and nasty lure, actually. But I think I might have just got caught up. I don't think. Oh no, oh, there's something here. Just a little bass. Let's see. Right, we're going to let him go anyway. Let's let him go nice and quick. So that's the lure I caught it on. Just one of those really cheap Amazon lures. I'm not sure where it came from, to be honest. Right, there we are, one of the first little bass. So I'm not going to do any more of that now. I'm going to carry on out. But oh well, at least we haven't blanked. That's the main thing. So that was just a trolling that. So essentially I was just trolling that behind this rod here. About 30 yards behind, I would have thought. I was seeing a lot of movement in the water as well, but technically I'm not outside of that zone, if the zone still exists, so I've got a little bit of a way, I'm not far off it. Over there, you won't be able to see on the camera, but directly in line with my paddle is one of the towers that I use to sight it. And then I can't see the other tower yet, but if I just pan this across slowly, it's on Pembury and it's over there somewhere. When I get far enough out, I can see it. So once I see the towers, then I know I'm outside that zone. So just need to be careful about, just in case, you know, don't want my kayak confiscated off me or anything. And I'll try to endeavour, if anyone knows if it's still enforced or not, let us know. But there's fish all jumping around here. It's definitely, I really want to have my rod in the water here, but we'll carry on out. And there's a slight northerly wind today, and it's kind of making it a little bit, there's a little bit of wave, a little bit of waves pushing out. And it won't be long till the tide turns, so I need to get out as quick as I can, just so I can anchor off. All the birds are off somewhere. Anyway, shouldn't be too much longer and I'll be out there. I'm not sure if I'm right here, but it could just be the way the water is, but if it's not, there's a massive shoal of really shallow fish just up here. Probably not picking it up, but there's all splashes. It's in really shallow water if that is fish. I think they are fish. Oh my god, it is a fish as well. It's a shoal of fish. It's a shoal of fish trying to make their way back. Wow. You can almost see them. You can see the little black spots. I'm going to go try and get as close to it as I can. I think they've seen me now. Look at them all. Must be a small shoal of bass. Look at that for a shoal of bass. They are bass. I have to stop here. Wow. They're all shooting off that way. Oh yes, baby. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Right, I'm not far away now. God, you can see them all there. All the little black spots just in the water. Wow. It's not often you can see them like that. So that is definitely a school of bass. So I just need to cross over here now, hopefully it's just deep enough for me to cross this little bit, and I'll be in the sea then, and way to go, we'll start fishing. But we're not far away now. I just need to go this way about 400 or 500 more yards. Yeah, I can see the other tower now. Still not quite outside. A little bit to go. Right. So we got another little small one on that crappy lure. I'm outside the area now, so I think I'm going to set the anchor down, but try and get him in here on shot. Let's get him unhooked. There you go, buddy. And he's nicely hooked through the mouth, just through the front of the mouth. There we are, just a little schoolie bass. Oh, buddy. Very healthy. Beautiful. Look at that. Let's put him back. There he goes. And again, look on this thing, and I'd only just put it back out. Very cheap, nasty sort of like a grub with a two twin tail thing. Would you believe it? Right, well, we'll try trolling a little bit more. Give it a little cast out. There we go. So the water's a lot clear. Oh, camera's shooting up in the air. The water's a lot clearer here, so obviously fish can see the lure a lot cleaner. But I think I'm going to anchor up in a minute. I'm outside of that buoy. Outside of that buoy. Everything looks pretty good by here. Evidence of fish as we saw there. I think they're quite gentle tides as well. I didn't really do my homework. Oh yeah, and the other thing I want to do, I want to apologise for not getting back to people on who were commented. So I don't realise I've been back in work now and I work on shows. And I have 2 accounts on the Google, 2 YouTube accounts. So the channel, the tech channel I run, because a lot of people ask more sort of techie questions. That is my primary, so a lot of any comments will come through on that. And if I'm away, I'll just answer on the phone. So the Cheapskate Fishing channel doesn't give me those alerts on the phone. So essentially I've been away for 7 weeks and I was away for 2 weeks for the Royal Welsh. I've just been away for another 8 days and I've just come back yesterday. So anyway, we're going to get back on it now. I'm back for, I think it's 10 days and then I'm away for another 2 weeks, and I think that's essentially most of the shows end the season. So yeah, so that's why I'd like to apologise. I am going to go back through and have a quick look through the Cheapskate Fishing channel and just try and answer some of your questions. But if you were looking for an instant answer, I'm afraid sometimes when I'm working away, well, the thing is I'm working 84-hour weeks, so I don't half the time, and I'm quite busy as well, so I don't even get to look at my phone. It's just the nature of the job, that the work I do. I've got to keep an eye on stuff, whatever's going on around. Anyway, so I think we're gonna anchor up by here. This looks like a really nice spot. You can see by here there's like a change in the water. It's like a little smooth spot. The colour change. Oh yeah, it's very clear. This looks nice. And I've got some new string on my anchor, or new rope I should say. So we're gonna have a go at that. So we're gonna get baited up, and I'll see you on the other side of this baiting up. Let's get this worm on. So again, the beauty of a baiting needle makes it so much easier. And you can see I've got a lot of these beads on here. I'm just messing about really, just trying this season to try and maybe they work, maybe they don't, these attractors, but I don't care. We've had a couple of little fish today. It's beautiful to get out, isn't it? Right, put that safe. So there we are. That's what it looks like when it's all up and on. I'll just pull these up a little bit. I've got one of those slip knots on there. Oh, I thought you had a fish then. Let's pull this all the way through. Let's pull that back down a bit. So it's just like one of those little rubber stoppers that you can slide up and down just to hold the beads. So, and again, I'm using the old bait caster. There we go. It's quite tricky to cast. Give it a little bit, and that'll do. Doesn't have to cast far when you're out on the boat or out in the kayak. And now we just need to keep an eye on the rods. Let's twist that back that way. That's it, and lock that in. So I got these, bought these last year. They're alright, the cheap ones off eBay. I think they were like 15 quid or 13 quid each. Fine. Rods fit in them. That's what you want. Well, this little lure, I just dropped it down. I've got bait and everything in there. What the hell is going on here? Don't even know what it is that's taking this. Wow. Oh, it's a gurnard. Yes! A little tub gurnard. Oh wow. Are you taking the little... Alright buddy. Oh, I do. They're actually... A lot of people don't like gurnards, but actually they're not bad eating. But I'm going to put this one back. But they're beautiful fish. Let me show you now. Oh, come on buddy. Open up. Listen to the noise. He's not happy. So let me show you this beautiful fish. Oh, well, I would have shown this beautiful fish, but he's gone. So that was on again on this little... Well, would you believe it? That just goes to show these news are like pennies. Like I've acquired this, I haven't bought it. It was in someone else's kit. But I ended up getting hold of. I don't believe that. And all I did was, literally I've just taken it and dropped it down like this. And it hadn't even got that far from the boat, from the kayak. Wow. Actually, I wish I'd held on to that gurnard to show you which beautiful the colours in it. It's got like a blues and pinks. Oh, I know I'm catching up one now. But that was like really quick. That's why I'm doing this in real time now. Let me just check I'm recording. Yeah, I am recording. I was just holding on to it. I was doing a couple of little tugs like that. Got the rod down here, two rods with bait on. Nothing much happened with them. Normally the gurnards love a little bit of worm. That's the first gurnard I've had off the kayak. I've caught them on boat before. I've caught much bigger ones than that actually. Like I say, they're quite good eating gurnards. They're not too bad at all on the barbie. A couple of mackerel and a gurnard. But oh, I wonder if I'll get any mackerel today. That would be nice. I have got some mackerel feathers with me. I'd have to get quite a bit deeper for that, I think. I think I'll just increase the depth of the anchor here. And this new wire is working much better. The old one was a little bit too thick, but I just hope it's got the strength. It's supposed to be 100 kilo. And I think it's 30 metres I've got there, which is more than enough. That's nearly 100 feet. I think it is 100 feet, isn't it? 30 metres. So I've got more than enough. Probably got about 40 foot out at the minute. So it's going down at an angle. Hopefully it won't drag too much. And if they are gentler tides today, then that'll be a good thing. I mean, I can stay out here a little bit longer, because normally I'll come on the low and high tides, and I'll come down on the low tide. But of course, once that turns, there's a hell of a lot of pressure against the kayak, and it can normally just pull the anchor out. And this isn't a kayak anchor, this is a what they call them, jet ski or one of those type of thing anchors. It's quite a bit bigger, but I can't really go any bigger than what I've got there because it just wouldn't be handleable. It does the job when I'm in the estuary. Of course, I'm a little bit deeper now. Yeah. Something's definitely wiggling around on the other rod. Put that up on there. Leave it develop. Something's had a little munch on this as well. I'm not going to bother stripping it. I'm just going to stick a bit more worm on it. I'm pretty sure that fish don't really care about the presentation. As long as it's edible, they're there. Right. Let's give this a little cast. That'll do. Have a little look at what's going on. Have a look. Oh yes, we've definitely got something on this one. Yeah, it's giving us a little pull, a little tug. Not sure what it is though. It's staying on the surface, so it's more likely to be a fish rather than sort of small shark or dogfish or a smooth hound or anything. Staying up on the top. Have a little look behind. Can't see it quite yet. Yeah, well, it's quite a way out there. Oh, that's unusual. My level points decided to take a dump. Why is that then? So that run off. Oh dear, technical difficulties. There we are, we're back. I wonder why that's going acting like that. Oh, it's a bass. Unfortunately, we managed to go around one of my... Not a big bass, just a little one, beautifully hooked. Oh, and he's just unhooked himself right in the end. Oh well, that's okay. Too small for my likings. Done me a favour. I've just, what we got here then, I just dropped down some mackerel feathers just to see, and I instantly got hit by something. Is it going to be a mackerel? Yes. Yes. Wow, full whack. Yes siree. Oh, that one got away. Tidy. So we've got mackerel. one. Great stuff. Excellent. So that's 2 new species I've had off there. I haven't caught mackerel on my kayak yet. Let me just kill it. So you don't know, you can just do that with them and that kills them instantly. So, oh, the missus is going to be happy. So they're coming in quite close to shore as well. So I'm literally just dropping that out, hit the bottom. Species, we got a herring. The scales all coming off. I'm not going to keep him. But yeah, there's another one to add to it. And bloody herring now. It's all coming in tonight. And I forgot to bring fucking extra batteries. Damn it, damn it, damn it. So I bought another. I'm on the phone now because I forgot to bring my batteries with me. But here's a little gurnard. And that was caught on the mackerel feathers. So we put him back. Oh dear, he has cut himself up. Hopefully he hasn't done himself too much damage. See him going. Oh, he's gone back down. But on the mackerel feathers, there's definitely a little bit more sort of motion. Oh, sorry, I'm filming it the wrong way. I should deal with. Hold on, let me just stop it. Oh, that's better. But look how calm it is out here. You can see any movement in the water. I'm being a bit silly here, I'm holding the phone. But this is kind of like a spare phone that I've got. But absolutely beautiful. Not had much with the luck with the worms and the bait. I'm getting to the point now where, let me just check what time it is. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock now, so it's a couple of hours now till high tide, so I need to really think about drifting back in. But I'd love to catch a few more mackerel, but don't know if I had it. Well, I had a herring, I've had gurnard, bass, herring, gurnard, bass and mackerel. So I've had 4 species today. I'm just there keeping them. They'll be dinner. Be nice to catch a big bass, but anyway, sod's law, I forgot to bring my batteries with me. Anyway, we'll use this phone if I catch anything else. Where has it gone? Great big. Ooh. Do it this way. Just playing out there. Bloody giant jellyfish. Oh, I don't know if you can pick that up in there. But there's a bloody great big jellyfish right underneath me. He's a big one. He's a big one. You can see him. Starting to drift back now. I think I'll try a little bit of top surface lure fishing. So I'm going to take the. Oh well, no, I'm not. I'm going back down, mate. I don't think that's me. I can hear. That was the thing. You are entering a firing range. Here's good. He's to shoot bullets over your head. Right. Well, let's go and put a top surface on and see what happens. Right, so there we are, we're back now. So I ended up taking 2 mackerel and I took 1 herring as well. Not bad little session, not much at the end though. It's all as the tide was turning out there. Could have done with getting out there a few hours earlier, I think. I got a few worms left, so I might go out again tomorrow, or maybe I'll go upriver tomorrow. Definitely grab the high kayak and get out. It's absolutely boiling, isn't it? Oh, I tell you what, I forgot to put sun cream on the top of my arm here. I'll show you now. Oh, the top of my arm's a bit of a burn. What is it whenever I go? I put it on my knees this time. I remembered my knees. I remember my knees. So it's been Glyn, Cheapskate Fishing, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.